Hi cuties! Today we're going to be doing this adorable vest. I love it, and something that I really love about this is, as a beginner, one of my first projects was a vest. Now with this vest I had to sew a lot, so I decided to make a pattern for beginners so that you don't have to sew too much, because I know that that can be hard at first. So the only place you're gonna have to sew is right here, and on the top I will walk you through it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. I love it, and I'm so excited about how it came out. I'm so ready to see all of your projects and if you like it or not. Let me stand up a little bit so you can see the full thing. This is how it looks. I think it came out perfect. So let's get started. Y'all got this. It's a really easy one. Today we are doing a beginner friendly sweater vest. And you're just gonna need 2 yarn colors. You can do this with 1 if you want, but I'm gonna use 2 yarn colors that are contrasting. And both of these are the Knit and Crochet 100% cotton in the color Rose Garden. And I am using a 4mm hook today. So we're gonna start with a white. This is for the outer edge. We are going to make a slip knot, just like this. So we are going to create a chain of 10 plus 1, and that extra 1 is just the turning chain for the single crochets that we will be doing. So just create a chain like this, and 10, and then 1 extra. So we are going to be skipping this one and going into this chain right here, and just create a single crochet. So go through the chain, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. And just create 1 in every single one all the way down. So now that we got to the end, we are going to chain 1 and turn. And now we are going to make a sort of ribbing effect. So we are going to be doing front loops only. So do you see this V right here? Normally you would go all the way through both V's, but this time you're going to go through the middle and just pick up the very first loop of that V and go through. See right here, 2 V's, you're just gonna pick up the front. So this is front loop only all the way down. And it's going to give a sort of ribbing effect that makes it a little bit more stretchy, kind of like this, except this is back loop only. So back loop only is a little bit more intense of a ribbing. If that's how you like it, then you do back loop. So the exact same thing, but only pick up the very back chain. But we are going to be continuing in this one with front loop only, all the way down, and at the last one, pick up the front loop. There you go. So chain 1 and turn, and we are going to go right in here to the front loop, the second one. We are going to continue like this all the way down until we get to a measurement of about 19.5. So just continue this until you reach about 19.5 for the front and 19.5 for the back panel. And that will look like something like this. And it is 19.5. So now you can kind of see the difference between the front and back loop. So like I said, this is back loop, this is front loop. So whatever style you like better, that's gonna be the difference of what it looks like. So now I'm going to do in other one exactly the same. So whatever measurement you did on the first one, do exactly the same on the second one. I just finished my second one, and they are the same size. I measured them and also counted the stitches. So now you're gonna decide which side looks cleaner to you, which one you want to be at the bottom, and which one you want to attach your new color onto. So for this one, I'm going to be attaching it right onto the first stitch right here. Put your hook in there, and we are going to be taking the other color, and we are going to be slip knotting right here. and attach that onto your hook. And now we are going to be doing half double crochets all the way down. So chain up 2 and then do a half double crochet. So yarn over, put it in here, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go into the next hole, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through all 3. So just kind of put it wherever. I'm gonna go like here, 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 here. Just put it wherever you can. And we are going to be doing that all the way down. And just something like this. Just try to be pretty consistent where you put your stitches. It should be looking something like that. So I just finished this stitch, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and go into this chain right here since I started off and went into this first chain. Now we are going to chain 2, turn your work, and half double crochet into this very first chain right here. Yarn over, go into your chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, go through all 3. So we are going to just continue doing half double crochets exactly like this, 1 in every single stitch. And we are going to keep going until this pink part reaches about 7.5 inches. Okay, so we've just finished the rows, and I just want to show you that my line is straight. It's just a camera angle right now. I just zoomed out. We just finished 7.5 for the pink. There we go. And now we are going to be doing the armholes. So you are going to put the stitch marker at about 3 inches, which for me was about 13 stitches if you want to count instead of measuring. It's about 13 stitches on each side. So now we are going to chain 1 and turn. We are going to slip stitch over to that stitch marker. So go in, pull up a loop, and pull through without yarning over. Pull up and pull through without yarning over. So that's how you slip stitch. And we are going to do that all the way down until we hit that stitch marker. So when we reach here, we are going to just take that stitch marker out, slip stitch into here, chain 2, and put a half double crochet into that same stitch. And then we are going to half double crochet 1 in each until we hit this stitch marker, and you are going to put a half double crochet in this stitch as well. So just half double crochet all the way down. So we are here at the end, and you are just going to take this stitch marker out and put 1 more half double crochet right here, chain up 2, turn your work. So we are going to measure from this row of 2.5 inches. So you're just going to keep going between this and this for 2.5 more inches, and then after that we are going to start on the V. So I will meet you there. Just make sure you are doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So now that we have gotten to 2.5 inches here, we are going to fold this over. And there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can either fold it and then put a stitch marker in the middle, or you can count your stitches and put it in the halfway points. So I have 47 stitches, so I'm going to cut that in half, which is 23.5, and I'm going to round up and put in the 24th stitch. So from here we are going to start making a V. So go ahead from this side, chain 2, turn your work. We are going to half double crochet all the way down until we get to the stitch marker. So we are at the end, and you are going to take out this stitch marker and put a stitch right into there. Now chain 2 and turn. And now we are going to start doing decreases only in this side to create the V. So this side is going to keep going up straight, but this side in every single row we're going to create a decrease when we get to this edge. So there's two things you can do. You can either skip the first one and just start crocheting into the second one, but I don't like the hole that leaves. So I'm simply gonna do a decrease. Yarn over, go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, and instead of going through all these 3, we are going to yarn over and go into the next stitch. Pull up a loop, and you should have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. And now you are going to just continue down the row with normal half double crochets all the way down. So we're here at the last stitch. Put your half double crochet in there, chain 2, turn your work, and we are just going to put 1 half double crochet in each until we get to the end, where we are going to decrease again. So once you get to your last 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease again. So yarn over, go through the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the next stitch, pull up a loop. You will have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. There you go, chain 2. And I am actually going to give you a pro tip. I think it looks a lot better if you don't decrease on the very first stitch. So in this one, because it's just very visible on the side. So in this one, and I hope I don't confuse you. If this confuses you, please just go back to doing what I did in the row before. But this time I'm going to put 1 normal half double crochet here. In the next one, I'm going to decrease so that you don't see the decrease stitch so apparent, if that makes sense. So now in the next one, I'm going to do the decrease. So pull up like normal, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. And now you can see that you can't see it as crazy as you could when I did the decrease in the very first stitch. So I prefer it this way. You just do a normal half double crochet in the first and then the decrease in the second one. And we are going to keep doing it until, just keep doing the same pattern up until you reach a width of about 2.5. So once this gets to that point, that is where you'll stop. So 2.5 inches. And I will meet you back once you have finished decreasing all the way up here. I'll show you what it looks like. So I just finished my rows. I am going to chain 1 and cut this off. So yeah, that's how it's looking. So I did this until I got to 2.5 inches width. So now we are going to do the same thing on this side. As you can see on this stitch, this is where we went in. So we are going to go in on the stitch right after. Make a slip knot. Chain 1 and half double crochet into that same stitch. So in this one, we are doing no decreases. We are just going all the way across, basically the same as the last one. Something that I'd like to do is lay this string flat so that you can weave it in as you go. You don't have to bother weaving them in later. So just 1 half double crochet in each one. Okay, and chain 2 and turn. And again, we are just going to half double crochet until here, and then we are going to do a decrease. So again, I like to decrease in these 2 stitches before the last stitch so that the decrease isn't as visible. So in the 3rd to last, I'm going to yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, chain through all 5, and then do a normal half double crochet into the very last one. Now you are going to chain 2 and turn, and do another decrease because we are here at the V. So we are going to do another decrease again. So in the first stitch, normal stitch. In the second one, we are decreasing. So do it like a normal half double crochet, then yarn over again, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 5 chains on your hook and you go through all 5, and then 1 half double crochet in every single one after that. So we are decreasing in every single row just on this side, same as this one, until we get to about 2.5 inches. And again, you can count the rows just to make sure that you have the same amount of rows on both sides. This is how it should be looking. I ended with 10 here and 11 here because I had an odd number. So I ended up, it was 23.7, so I ended up putting this in the middle at the 24th stitch. So I just rounded up. So if you have an odd number, do that too. This is the front part done. And now we are going to move over to the back. So this is now my second ball of yarn, for anybody wondering. First ball of yarn basically took the full skein of yarn. Okay, so the back part is essentially like the front part, except we are not doing the V. So make a slip knot, and again, we are going right into here. Pull up a loop and chain 2. Go back into there with a half double crochet. And then again, we're just gonna go along the sides here just with half double crochets the same way that we did for the front part. So just get your hook in there where you can. Make half double crochets all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end. So again, into these last stitches, I'm going to do 1 here, and then also 1 into this chain space right here. So boom, chain 2 and turn, and we are going to just do half double crochets all the way down like we did last time until we get to 7.5 inches in height, just on the pink part. As you can see, I just finished my 7.5 inches. So going from the pink part, that is 7.5. Now we're gonna do the same as the front, and we are going to measure 3, and that's where we're gonna put our stitch markers. So for me, it was at about the 13th stitch on each side. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. Chain 1 and turn. And you are going to go ahead and slip stitch until you get to the stitch marker. Once you get to this stitch marker, you're going to take it out, slip stitch into there, chain 2, and into that very same stitch, you are going to half double crochet. And we are going to half double crochet all the way across until you hit the next stitch marker. So you are right here at this stitch marker. You're going to take it out, do 1/2 double crochet into that stitch, chain 2, and turn your work. So you are going to keep going back and forth from here to here until you reach 7 inches in height. So you're going to measure from here up to 7 inches. Once you reach that, with just 1/2 double crochet in every single one between these two, I will be back and show you what to do next. Okay, so as you can see, we just finished the 7 inches from here to here. So what we are going to do is count these top stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then count them here. Or you can just line it up and put a stitch marker, but I'm going to count them. Put a stitch marker right in the 11. And then on this side, since I had an uneven number, I believe it's 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So on this side is 10, but that's fine. We are going to start 1/2 double crocheting from here to the stitch marker for 3 rows. So we're gonna go ahead from here, 1 in each, and chain 2, and then 1/2 double crochet in each stitch. Once you get to the stitch marker, just take that out, 1 double crochet in there, chain 2, turn your work, and we are going to do 2 more rows of 1/2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. That is it. Chain 1, tighten it up, and cut it off. We just finished that side, and now we are coming to the other side, and you are just going to make a slip knot. Put your crochet needle in the very last stitch, chain 2, and 1/2 double crochet into that same stitch that you just put that chain 2 into. And now all the way down, we are going to do 1/2 double crochet, and again you are just going to do this all the way along until you hit the stitch marker. Do 1 into the stitch marker, turn, and we are doing this for 3 rows total. So we just finished the 3rd row, chain 1, and cut it off. We have the front side and the back side, because we are going to slip stitch along the top and the sides to put them together. I like to lay them side by side instead of sewing them like this, because it's easier for me to see that everything's lined up properly. But the way that you do this does not matter that much. I think the biggest thing is just to make sure that these rows right here are in line with each other. You are going to grab only 1 chain, and it doesn't really matter because at the end of this, when you weave your end in, you can make sure that it lines up exactly straight, if you know what I mean. So leave a tail, and then you are going to go from this side to this side, picking up only 1 loop. So I'm doing this with my left hand. It's really hard to film this and be in the right position. So then you are going to go up here and pick up 1 loop and 1 loop. And then from here to here. And from here to here. Make sure these lines are kind of lined up. we're gonna go ahead and go from here to here. And really, this is just however you want. As long as the rows end up being lined up, you can do as many stitches as you want. I think I'm gonna go in here and in here. And in here and in here so that these rows line up. And then here and here. And you can really just do this however you want, honestly. Don't take it too seriously. Don't overthink it too much. It's really a very easy stitch. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself, okay? Just as long as these rows line up, you're good. So just keep going in this way until you get up to the top. So we're here at the top. I'm gonna go through this chain and this chain, and then back through this chain, and down through this chain. And there we are with a beautiful straight line. This is what it's looking like. And now it is time to weave these in. Please don't just cut it off. You can weave it in over here, or if this is going to be your front, and weave it in on the other side. I honestly haven't decided yet. So I haven't decided if I like this seam better or the other one. So we're going to sew these two together. So the back and the front. So you can go ahead and knot these if you'd like, these two strings together. Kind of just holding it in place. And like I said before, I like to sew them like this, not like this. I like to put them next to each other. We are going to go through, let's start with the chain twos and grab one piece and one piece and leave a little tail out. Okay, now we are going to go from this side to this side. And then back through from this side to this side, picking up only one loop. Again, this side to this side, and I'm doing the outer loops and just going back and forth through there. Grab this loop and grab this loop. Pull them together. There you go. And this is what it looks like from the other side. We are going to weave the ends in and then do the exact same thing on this shoulder, and then you are done. Well, not done, we still have to do the white part around here, but we're almost there. So last time I made a vest, I ended up doing this part and then sewing it around, but that was really hard and really time consuming. So this time I decided this looks just as good. And we are going to be going in half double crochets all the way around. So find any place, it doesn't have to be here, but I'm going to start at the back since no one really sees the back, you know what I mean? And we are going to chain 2 and half double crochet. If you would like, you can put a stitch marker right there into the first stitch, so not the chain 2, but the first actual stitch. And what we are going to be doing is just half double crocheting into every single one all the way around. You're getting to the part where there's not really stitches, but just do the same thing as you did before. Just putting 1 stitch here, 1 stitch maybe here. And just keep going around like that, and I'll meet you when I get back to this side. Okay, so now that we are at the end here, I actually switched to pink. So I'm going to show you how I like to switch. So before doing that this slip stitch, I'm going to take this pink color, make a slip knot, pull this through here and attach the pink. Pull this white one tight and slip stitch through with the pink. Okay, chain 2, turn your work, and you can see this white right here. We're going into this first one, so I like to just kind of keep that on my hook so that when you half double crochet, this is laying flat so that you half double crochet over it. So we're going into this next stitch, go into that stitch, and basically you weave your ends in while you do that. But for the sake of you, oh my god. But for the sake of you actually see my stitches, I'll just weave those in at the end. But that's a good way to not have to weave your stitches in at the end, is just to lay them flat across your stitches and just sew them in as you go. So I'm just gonna do half double crochets all the way around in this pink, and then I'm going to switch back to white. You can also do just 3 rounds of white. So we are here at the end. I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did last time. And again, pull this pink tight, put this slip knot through. You can change colors however you want to change colors. I like doing it this way. And 2. So go through the first stitch that you made and slip knot. Make sure that you pull this pink part tight. Now we are chaining 2. 1, 2. Turn your work. And make sure that you pick up this pink here. So when you go into your first thing, pick up the pink at least once so that it's secure, and then we can crochet that in later. We're just going to do half double crochets again all the way around. So this is how it's looking so far. I think it's beautiful with the pink. I'm glad I put the pink in. So now we are going to do the exact same thing with the armholes. And you can do that 1 or 2 times and that should be good. So exactly the same thing as we did here. Just find whatever stitches you can, go all the way around. So this is how it's looking so far. I decided to do 2. I think it just looked a little bit better. I really like how it looks. I did 2 rows of half double crochets, and I'm gonna move on to this side and do 2 rows of half double crochets. So there we go. This is what it should be looking like. Beautiful. I love it so much. I think this came out adorable. So I'm gonna go ahead and weave all my ends in, and that is it. You're done. Congratulations. Thank you guys, everybody, so much for watching, for subscribing, and for supporting. Stay tuned. I have a lot of really exciting projects coming. I hope you love this one. Let me know how it turned out for you. Mwah. See y'all in the next one.